evening. My name is Christine Ordinitz, and I am the moderator for this town meeting. I do call the meeting to order. I would like you to all rise and we make pledge allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would ask you to please silence all cell phones. The procedure for this evening will be you are to address all questions to me. Only registered voters may speak unless you, the registered voters, agree to allow a non-registered person, voter, to speak. I'm asking you to stay on topic. I ask you to use a respectful tone of voice. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes. Foul and insulting language is not allowed. Speak when you are recognized by the moderator. Please state your name and address. Do not interrupt the person speaking. Even if a voter does not have the floor, they may raise what's called a point of order. If somebody out there thinks I am out of order with the way things are proceeding, you may certainly bring it to my attention. We can discuss it. We have a procedure called restricting reconsideration. This means that once a warrant article has been discussed and voted on, a request and a motion may be made to restrict reconsidering it. That simply means that we cannot go back and revote or bring up that topic again in this meeting. At the end of the meeting, if somebody wishes to revisit a warrant article and the consideration passes, we can reconsider the warrant article 7 days after this meeting. I am going to read the warrant articles. I will have the article, someone needs to make a motion and have it seconded, then the floor will be open for discussion. Any questions? Yes, sir.
I'd like to raise a point of order.
Yes, sir.
I think there may be absence of a quorum here to conduct business.
Absence of a
Quorum. Do we have enough registered voters here to conduct business?
Yes, everybody who registered voter, hold up your card, please. Yes, we do have a quorum. Thank you, sir. The select board will address any questions pertaining to any of the warrants in their department. We do not have somebody here from the road department or road maintenance, and we will go back. You can speak anything about the planning board, right? Yeah, okay. Okay. The first, Article 1, to elect all necessary officers for the year. We've just conducted the elections, but we don't have the results. We're going to take a while to tabulate them. So you're kind of electing officers blind, but the question is to elect all necessary officers of the year. Somebody make a motion?
I make the motion to accept the Article 1 as read.
Second.
I second.
Second. Any discussion about accepting elected officials? All in favor? Majority, thank you. All opposed? The motion carries. The second article is Article 2, the operating budget. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $784,551 for the general town operations.
I make a motion to accept Article 2 as read.
I make a motion to second it.
The floor is open for discussion. State your name when you come up to the mic, please, and your address.
Animal Catherine, 241 Harriman Road, Dalton, New Hampshire. I have a question for the select board. I'd like to know if the budget passes as is and the warrant articles pass, what will the town portion of our taxes be? Currently it's $3.42.
Can you step up to the mic a little
Oh,
bit?
sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you for your patience. I
Yeah,
know
sure.
that we looked at this, and any amount that we get will be an estimate, because it also depends on the tax rate. Well, the tax rate that was set in the fall was 2386, which was the same as the previous year. And so the one that will be calculated in the fall of 2020 will depend on the budget, but it will also depend on the revenue.
What she's asking though is the town tax portion, if all this passes, your warrant articles pass, what's the impact on our tax rate?
I am not sure if we calculated that.
I know we had an approximation, but we were not sure of the exact number.
I might be able to help. I'm looking at $4.48.
What was it, ma'am?
$4.48
Per thousand.
per thousand, yes.
Right, but that's all of the budget and the warrant article. Now, is that with the,
That is without the school.
right, with the numbers from this, because there was also a $16,000 correction? Just under 16,000.
That's what I saw right here.
Right, so with the corrections and if all the warrant articles passed, it would be $4.29, assuming the same revenue.
This is just the town portion.
Correct.
When the school portion was up, which is now $12.98 per thousand, was up as much as 71 cents more per thousand.
Can you get more closer to the microphone, please? I'm sorry, I'm having
I'm sorry.
trouble hearing you. voice left.
Yeah. Okay. Town portion, which is, I had was 448. The school portion, which is now 12.98 per thousand, could go up as much as 71 cents more per thousand. And our tax rate could go up $1.77 per thousand. County could go even higher. This means that tax on a $200,000 house, the bill would go up $354 more. Just food for thought. I'd like to look at some lines, if people are interested in it, to maybe skim a little bit off.
I'm going to ask the people in attendance here, how many are willing to go through a couple of the line items on the budget with an eye on the total budget, Article 2. Please show with cards if you're willing to do this. Hold on. You need blue cards. Somebody will put that in.
Oh, that's okay, I just want everyone to.
Okay, all opposed? The request is denied.
Thank you for your time.
Anybody else wish to address Article 2? Okay, I'm putting it to a vote. All people who are willing to vote and accept Article 2 for the town budget of $784,551 for the general town operations. Blue cards, please. In the affirmative. All opposed? The motion carries. The budget's accepted.
Oh, the concept, what was the number?
39 versus 18. Article 3, shall the town modify the veterans tax credit in accordance with RSA 7228-2 from its current tax credit of $500 per year to $750 per year? Majority vote is required on this. Motion to accept.
I make a motion to accept Article 3 as read.
I second the motion. Any discussion, please? Yes, sir? You're there. Your name, please?
Captain Tuthill, live at 185 Landry Road in Dalton. And I'm a veteran. And I'd like to thank everyone from Dalton for over the past, 18 years probably, giving me about $9,000. You know, I didn't expect it when we first moved here. Someone had to tell me that I was eligible for it. Signed up, got it, and getting it ever since. But with taxes being what they are, and You know, we have a whole list of people in the back of the town book here that of people who can't or won't pay their taxes. I don't feel like I need to get a 50% increase in the veterans benefit. You know, I was proud to serve and didn't expect anything. You know, I got sworn in the Navy, and I missed the part where they said in 36 years you can get a tax benefit from Dalton, you know. I just don't think it's necessary. I don't, you know, I know I'm probably voting against my own self-interest, but in the interest of the rest of the taxpayers in Dalton, who I think there's about 60 veterans in Dalton. Figure that out, about $30,000 a year you give it to us. And if you throw us another $250,000, that's $45,000 a year. Somebody's ox is getting gored so that I, you know, can get that benefit. I don't think it's necessary, especially in these times where our taxes are, you know, going up. And I would oppose this, and hope others would too. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? For the motion to the vote, shall the town of Dalton modify the veterans tax credit to $750 a year from $500 a year? All in favor? All opposed? $25. We have a tie.
Majority vote required.
And according to state law, when a tie comes about, the moderator has the option of voting, and I vote to defeat the motion. 26 to 25. Would you like me to recount?
Yes,
I will do that.
yes.
Okay, I will ask one of you to stand up and count with me, please. And we're all going to here. All in favor, please raise your blue card.
Point of order,
Yes, ma'am?
on your article, it says majority vote required.
At a time.
Well, I'm just, it's on the article itself, without it being a tie. And I have a question in regards to when it says majority vote. I know you went and chose, but.
It defeats because it was not a majority. Is that what you're
Right.
saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Wouldn't that be the case?
That would be the case, but in fairness to everybody, I'm going to do the recap. So I will ask everybody in favor to hold your cards, and I will have people counting.
So 27 and 28.
Put our arm down.
Yes, you may. All opposed? You're 28? We're tied a second time. It says majority vote required, therefore the motion is defeated because we did not have a majority vote. We did it twice. Article 4, change the police department. To see if the town will support contracting with the New Hampshire State Police to do regular patrols and non-emergency calls. This coverage to be in addition to the emergency coverage now provided to the town of Dalton and to be paid for with the $15,000 in the operating budget for the police department. If this article does not pass, we will retain our current police coverage. Motion?
I make motion to accept Article 4 as read.
Second that motion.
The floor is open to discussion. Yes, sir.
10-12, 185 Landry Road, Dalton. I have a question about this. If we approve this, does that remove the police department line from the budget?
No, the police department line will still stay there, and we'll use the $15,000 in the line currently for this additional support of the state police department.
Isn't there other duties that the police department were performing above and beyond, patrol work, like sex crimes or registry and pistol permits, things like that? That's not going to be covered anymore by our police department? Those services will be eliminated? If the money's all going to patrol, those things will be eliminated, am I wrong?
The pistol permits, if you are not required to have them, if you want a pistol permit, the Board of Selectmen can send it out to state police and they will do a background check and for the pistol permit. As far as the sexual registry, I believe that state police will cover them. They will check on their address. They need to register with state police. Those services will still be there. So I think at this point, our police department was just doing a few admin things, not any other calls per se.
Well, it's always been my hope that we could reconstitute a police department.
And that would be awesome. I totally agree with you on that. The problem is the cost and to find officers that one officer
I
does
thought I
not.
had the floor.
Sorry.
Anyway, I spoke to John Fall today about this. And he said with the $15,000 that you're proposing to pay for this service, you're going to get about 3 hours of patrol a week. I think we could make better use of the money than giving it to the state police for coming and, sleeping on a Sunday morning from 3 to 6. I would oppose this. Thank you.
Anybody else, sir?
Yeah, I'll educate everybody.
Thank you, Matt.
Matt Favreau, Faraway Road, Dalton. Answer anyone have questions on
Sir,
this?
please address me.
All right, sorry, moderator. How are you?
Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions regarding this so they can get facts and not hearsay?
Are there any questions in the audience that anybody wishes to ask about this and your qualifications, sir, to answer?
I'm a state police sergeant out of Troop F.
Thank you. Anybody with, yes, sir? You may turn and address.
Frank Tillotson, 409 Dalton Road, grandson of Hazel Tillotson. Hey, to see if the town will support contracting the New Hampshire State Police to do regular patrols and non-emergency calls. The coverage and emergency coverage are now provided to them. Who provides that coverage?
New Hampshire State Police.
And it says up there that you're not going to do that
No,
On top of that.
on top of it. Well, we do need, I mean, the crime rate at the top of the hill is starting to go up. So we do need more coverage, and the state police are doing a hell of a job. But we still need people in the area to fight this stuff that's happening.
Does the board,
I don't like living near a meth house, so.
does the board allow this gentleman
I have
to answer?
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Can I speak?
Yes, you may.
Good to go.
I don't,
Go ahead.
Can I speak to them, or how do you want to do this?
Yeah.
I
Into the
understand
mic.
those, and I want to
I'm
educate
Matt.
them.
I understand that, but the
Okay.
protocol is me.
Okay,
Say it.
so looking at Article 4, as far as, yes, the way it was written isn't exactly how this works. State police currently and will always have primary responsibilities in a community under 3,000. That's the way the law works, looking under our policies and procedures. Currently, the town of Dalton allocates $15,000 for the police department, which consists of John Fall. God bless John, he's done a great job over the years. He has one hell of a record of service. Unfortunately, as everyone can attest, and us specifically, he's not doing his part anymore. So this is a means to utilize our tax dollars, the $15,000, to subcontract extra duty patrols within the town of Dalton. So what does that mean? That means with the $15,000, depending on how the board wants it and through the taxpayers, however they want to appropriate it, that money will be used as additional directed patrols in the community. Specifically, during that point in time, as far as what they want. Is it once a week? Is it twice a week? It's all based on the board and the money set forth. That will, if the town accepts it, that will be brought to the upper echelons within the state police out of Troop F, and then they will reach an agreement with the town before any tax dollars would be appropriated. If this passes, those are imposed. Typically what happens, we already do in the town of Stewartstown, town of Monroe, Shelburne. The board can confer with them to see what their experience has been. It has been positive because we're there as a direct patrol. So if we're here for a 4-hour block, based on that money, based on what the last numbers were, I believe it was 48, so about once a week. So once a week, aside from us already doing everything to include all the sex offender registrations that all goes through state police, the pistol permits, the board can receive them, it goes to the state police who does the background check and essentially does all the legwork to send it back just to be handed out. So that's something that will still happen. So all this is doing is giving the town more visible police patrol coverage on top of all the other duties that the state police already does, which is answer emergency, non-emergency, any call for service. This was the numbers for last year pulled up in the town. Dalton and Coos County had 421 calls for service. Unfortunately, the PD, Chief Thal, answered 3 out of 421. So if you feel that $15,000 is being utilized appropriately, then by all means do it. This is giving the town and the taxpayers more visible police patrol coverage in a uniform capacity to be here on those 4-hour blocks. What will they do? They will patrol the town of Dalton. If any calls for service come in while they're here, they will deal with it. If they arrest anyone, have to go to court or anything else like that, they get injured, the town is not liable for that. The state will pick up the dollar on that because they're still working for the state in that capacity being subcontracted. On those directed patrols, once they're done, you actually do an actual log to indicate what you're doing, which then gets to the Board of Selectmen and they review it. Then if they feel, hey, we want you to do this or do that, they can express it back, it gets disseminated down, and it moves forward. So what this is doing is providing more police coverage that's visible in a patrol capacity to the town on top of everything else that the state police already currently does in the town of Dalton, which is pretty much everything.
Any other questions for this gentleman? Yes, ma'am.
Nancy Kamau at 805 Faraway Road. Matt, can you just explain to me like how that $15,000 is gonna give us, like, how much more patrol?
So yet again, with the money allocated for the police budget, that, depending on how the Board of Selectmen works with our Assistant Troop Commander who deals with this, they essentially figure out, hey, what do we want for hour increments? Typically, with the way we do it with overtime, it's 4-hour increments. Typically, it won't be less than that because that's pretty much the standard how it goes. So say for 4 hours, the town or the board is the one that tells our assistant troop commander what the town wants, what the townspeople want. Hey, we want you here this Friday night, either pick a time or we want you here between like 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. or whatever it may be. If there's a town function like town hall or anything else like that, do you want someone here? Like today, Stewartstown, people were voting. We had someone there for 6 hours at the polls in case there was any issue in Stewartstown. That's what they wanted, and essentially we're doing this as a direct service for the town. While the trooper is here, he or she is the town's bona fide police patrol officer during that 4-hour block, 6-hour block, whatever the Board of Selectmen wants. If any other calls for service come in and they happen to leave because it's a really pressing call for service, the town is not still getting billed for that 4-hour increment. It stops, the state picks up the tab. What else? That's how it works. It goes back, the board works with what they want, on what days of the week and how often. Yet again, if you only want 15 will get you so much, and that's what they'll work out back and forth. On top of that, aside from doing it, what has been a very beneficial thing, I know in Monroe, in all the towns, Shelburne and Stewartstown, it allows troopers to get even more familiar and intimate with the town itself. Because what do? You're patrolling for 4 hours, so you get to see all the town roads and become very familiar with it. How does that benefit the townspeople? Well, when the troopers are responding, maybe not on that detail, but outside of that detail, providing the other police services, now they know where all the town roads are. So therefore, the response is better because you know where the town roads are. And you're like, okay, I don't need to look at a GPS or ask someone where that is. I know exactly where that road is because I work these patrols. And for 4 hours, what am I doing? I'm driving around all of these roads, looking for criminal activity, trying to get into things, being visible so people see us flying the flag and the colors out and about. So that's another big benefit to have it, is that the people that are already responding to help you currently are going to be even better prepared to do so because now they know where all the roads are and a lot more intimately connected with it.
Any other questions? Thank you, sir. No other questions? I will put the warrant article to a vote. It's Article 4, to see if the town will support contracting with the New Hampshire State Police to do regular patrols and non-emergency calls. This coverage to be in addition to the emergency coverage now provided to the town of Dalton, and to be paid for with the $15,000 in the operating budget for the police department. All in favor? All opposed? The motion carries 47-10. Article 5, to see if the town of Dalton will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $10,000 to be added to the town-owned buildings improvement, expansion, and renovation, CRF, previously established. The Board of Selectmen recommends this warrant article. It is by majority vote required.
I move to accept Article 5 as written. I second the motion.
Any discussion? Yes, ma'am.
Pamela Catherine, 241 Harriman Road, Dalton. Don't we already have $28,000 in the capital reserve? So all the buildings have been gone through, pretty much. So why another $10,000?
most of these warrant articles that are adding to the reserve accounts are standard, and they've been doing these for the past couple of years. This is to continually add to the reserve account, so if something comes up, we do have money approved to take care of any of the building issues.
28,000 seems like a pretty good start, but take a break from it. I think that would cover.
When's the, there are questions, the subject, do we know when that was last tested? You do?
I don't know.
Oh,
when that
we
was
don't
last
either,
tested.
we can figure this
All I
out.
know is when it was pumped, which was a couple of years ago.
I know, but those are things that we were thinking, the roof, do you know when that was?
That was 3 years ago, it was totally run over, we were told then it was in good condition.
For how many years?
For how many years?
Yeah, did they give you like a 10-year
They-
lifespan?
They said approximately the type of the roof, it should be a good 10 years, but you get up and shovel and you can damage it, so.
So, we were
I
just
know
thinking
a year ago, the roof was leaking, and we believe that there's some water damage in the police department office. Yes, I know there is some in there. I do know that there is some in there. And I think the other concern was if something happened with the septic building. So that's why the warrant was. Thank you.
Any other concerns or questions? Okay, I will put Article 5 to a vote to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $10,000 to be added to the town-owned building improvement expansion and renovation CRF. All in favor? All opposed? The motion carries 55-3. Article 6, sewer pump, CRF. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $2,000 to be added to the sewer pump renovation and replacement capital reserve fund. Select board recommends this article. Majority vote required.
I move to accept Article 6 as read.
I second the motion.
Motion is open for discussion. No discussion? Yes, sir.
Hi, Eric Thompson, 433 French Road. Trying to figure this out, because didn't Ms. Swan point out that the $10,000 was going to help towards the sewer? So why do we need to approve another $2,000 for it?
Because this is not our sewer. This is not pertaining to this building. This is pertaining to the sewer pump. Yeah,
We have 27 people on Bridge Hill and Route 135 that we have an agreement with Lunenburg, and we pump their sewage. We pump their sewage over to Lunenburg, and the pumps are very costly. We often have to replace them. The people that get the sewer coverage do pay a quarterly payment, but the town does pay money into, and we do have to repair those pumps. So it's just to build up the funds when a pump breaks. It's thousands of dollars when they do break.
and we have one, what, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, we actually had 2 rebuilt 3 years ago, and I believe we have a spare
That's
one.
why it looks like it was in the budget, it looks like it was way up
Yes,
there.
right.
So.
Yep, so that's what it's for, it's not for building.
No further questions. I will put the motion to a vote. All in favor of Article 6? All opposed? For 46 to 4, the motion carries. Article 7, the Highway Department CRF, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $25,000 to be added to the Highway Department Heavy Equipment Capital Reserve Fund. Select Board recommends this article. Majority vote required.
I move to accept Article 7 as read. I make a motion to second.
Any discussion on this? None? Okay. All in favor of Article 7? All opposed? 1. The motion carries. Article 8, paving CRF, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $75,000 to be added to the paving capital reserve fund. Select Board recommends this article. Majority vote required.
I make a motion to accept Article 8 as read.
I second the motion for Article 8.
Any discussion on Article 8?
No.
Is there a motion to amend it? I put the motion to a vote. All in favor of accepting Article 8 as read? Motion carries. All opposed? Anybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 opposed. Article 9. Fire Department, CRF, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $10,000 to be added to the Fire Department Vehicle Equipment Capital Reserve Fund. Select Board recommends this article. Majority vote required.
I make a motion to accept Article 9 as read.
I second the motion to accept Article 9 as read.
Floor is open for discussion. Anybody? Okay, I put to the floor to accept Article 9 as read. All in favor? Thank you. All opposed? The motion carries 58 to 3. Article 10, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $3,000 to be added to the Pay Per Bag Replacement Expendable Trust Fund, previously established for the purchase of bags for the Pay Per Bag system. The source of these funds will be 25 cents from each bag sold. No taxes will be raised for this appropriation. Select Board recommends this article.
I make a motion to accept Article 10 as read.
I second the motion for Article 10.
Any discussion on the Pay Per Bag warrant? All in favor?
We have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
My name's Tom Dubrell, 753 Dalton. Bags, when you talk about bags, you talk about the bags for the, so my question to that is, everybody is paying for the bags. Why isn't that money being set aside to refurbish those bags instead of adding more money, for the taxpayers to have to pay? Because we're gonna keep nickel and diming. It don't seem like much, but every time you add some little thing, the taxes keep growing. And eventually, after 2 years, it's gonna, it's starting to grow now. You can see it, but I have to ask the question, what are you doing with the money that we're paying $17.50 for a roll? And you got all these people here, where's that money going?
So,
How's it being used?
can I answer that question? So if you read this is on.
If you read this, it says no taxes will be raised with this appropriation. Basically, the money that we get from the bags goes back into general fund. In order to expend it to buy more bags, it needs to be voted on to go out. So it's basically a wash.
Okay, I didn't understand that. Thank you.
I love this subject.
Okay, all in favor? All opposed? 3 opposed. Motion carried. Ten. Oh, 57.
She's trying to keep.
Oh, all right. Sorry about that.
She's gonna take notes.
57 to 3. Article 11, create fire/EMS equipment fund. To see if the town will vote to establish a fire EMS equipment capital reserve fund under the provision RSA 35:1 for putting aside funds to purchase or replace fire EMS equipment and to raise and appropriate the sum of $10,000 to be placed in this fund. Further, to name the select board as agents to expend from said fund. Select board recommends this article, majority vote required.
I make a motion to accept Article 11 as read. I second the motion to accept Article 11 as read.
Floor is open to discussion. Yes, sir.
Never find this thing. Ken Tuttle, 185 Landry Road, Dalton. Earlier, we voted on the article for the vehicles. Now, this article, there's no expenditures going to go from this article for vehicles, am I right? None?
That is correct. This is for fire equipment.
This is for like Scott Air packs and
That-
defibrillators and things like that?
Exactly.
Helmets?
Yes.
jackets,
Yes.
Not vehicles?
Not vehicles,
Okay,
correct.
thank you.
The article doesn't state
What says?
Specialized equipment.
that. It doesn't. Yes, sir.
Frank Tillison Jr., 409 Dalton Road. Our fire department, and especially our chief, does an outstanding job responding to all calls in town. His response time is like sometimes under 2 or 3 minutes, and he's on the road. And to give him the equipment in the fire department, the equipment that they need, it's not cheap stuff. So planning for the future is a good idea. And we're lucky to have a fire department EMS squad that responds to these calls in such short time. They're quicker than anybody else, and our fire chief deserves a heck of a, thank you and his men for responding. And I think that's a fair thing to give them the equipment that they need to carry on the service. I mean, they do a lot better than the police department does. So.
Any further comments?
I just want to be clear that this is for equipment, not the vehicles. The prior warrant article was a vehicle replacement fund. And in terms of examples of equipment, it's been discussed, but there are some actual displays in the back of the room if you'd like to look at them. And the cost of those pieces of equipment are on the table as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Pam Catherine, 241 Harriman Road, Dalton. The only thing I might suggest is if you put in different wording, just to make it what everybody's saying, that is not for vehicles. Just add a line in there saying equipment only, not vehicles. Motion.
All right, what has been stated is that to amend this warrant article with additional wording say specifically it is not. It's clarification, as stated by Joel, not for vehicles. If I have a motion to amend the article, to read as such?
I'll make that motion.
Motion? I'll make the motion, seconded.
I second it.
Your name, sir?
Kevin Whittle.
Kevin Whittam, seconds. So we are voting on amending the wording in Article 11.
They have to write it down, Christine. It's got to be written down, probably not that.
Okay, Judy. Councilwoman.
Agrees, but that's fire department. I just want to make clarification so everybody's
It's got to be
good.
written.
You want me to write it
It
down?
has to be written.
Yeah.
It can't.
Just rewrite the article the way you want it, so it can be read that way and voted on that.
Want to make it easier instead of trying to read up there?
You have to write the article the way you want it, so unfortunately, we have to. This is created and it's not really. All right, ready?
Sorry for the delay, but it is state protocol that an amendment has to be written.
How you doing, buddy? Doing all right? Yep. Good.
Okay, what I'm reading to you is the article amended to see if the town will vote to establish a fire EMS capital reserve fund under the provisions RSA 35:1 for putting aside funds to purchase or replace fire and EMS equipment only, to exclude using funds for vehicles, and to raise and appropriate such funds in the sum of $10,000 to be placed in this fund, further to name the select board as agents to expend from said fund. So we're voting on this amended version. All in favor? All opposed? The motion passes. It passes as amended. 48? No opposed. And the last, other business. Transact any other business that may legally come before the meeting. Are there any issues? I have a few. Doris?
Aren't you supposed to vote on the amended?
We just did.
No.
We voted on the amendment.
Right.
And then,
So we're going to go back to Article 11 and vote on
then vote to accept the amended article.
it.
We just voted on the
You have to do
I stand corrected. Thank you very much. So we are now voting. Excuse me? Do I need a motion to accept the amended article? I'm sorry, it's late, I'm tired. Do we have a motion to accept the amended article?
I make a motion to accept Article 11 as amended.
Seconded?
I just have one problem, because some wording was left out that should be in there. It should say further to name the select board
I read that
as
in.
agents, but it doesn't say the whole thing, it just says.
As agents to expend it.
Yeah, she might have it from that.
Do you want me to write it in or want her to write it in?
She can write it in, this is her article.
Okay, technical, sorry.
I think the clerk can just stick it in around the No, you don't have to read it again, you just read it.
Seconded, motion made. Any discussion on the amended article? No. All in favor? Here we go again, folks. Better be the same number. I think it was 48. Any opposed? Anybody? Okay, motion passes. Thank you, people, for your patience. And the last one on the list, Article 12, any other business, to transact any other business that may legally come before the meeting. Yes, sir.
Frank Tillison, Jr., again, 409 Dalton Road. Maybe I should rephrase what I said earlier. We're darn lucky that we have the state police covering this town, and it's great, but it's very nice that they're there when we need them. So I appreciate their service. I appreciate the fire department's service. I appreciate our road agent for keeping the roads the way they are this winter, because the winter came darn early. And I see Bob going in a truck back and forth, carrying sand to do something. And I just wish we could, thank Bob if he was here tonight, and thank him for everything that he's done on the highway, and thank all of our emergency personnel in this town that provide great service to us with what budget we have.
Thank you very much.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? I adjourn the meeting. Thank you very much for attending and for voting. Thank you.